Have you ever wondered, what if the Earth was actually flat? I know it sounds strange, but imagine for a moment that everything we've been taught about our planet is wrong. No globe, no sphere. Just a giant flat disk. Today, let's explore what the world would actually look like if the Earth really was flat. And you might be surprised. Because a lot of things in our everyday life would suddenly stop making sense. Let's start with something simple: travel. Every day, thousands of airplanes fly across the planet. Airlines carefully calculate the fastest routes between countries and cities. But here's the interesting part. Many of these flight paths only make sense on a round Earth. For example, when planes travel between certain continents, they often take routes that look curved on a flat map. But those curved routes are actually the shortest path on a sphere. If Earth were flat, airplanes would mostly fly in straight lines across the disk. But real-world flight times don't match that idea. Some flights would take much longer than they currently do, while others would be strangely short. In other words, our global flight system works exactly the way it should. Now think about day and night. On a round Earth, it's simple: the planet spins. One side faces the sun, day. The other, night. But on a flat Earth, the sun would have to move above us like a spotlight. And here's the problem. If that were true, you should always be able to see the sun, even if it's far away. But that's not what happens. The sun actually goes below the horizon. You can watch it disappear from bottom to top, like it's going behind a curve. Another major issue is gravity. Gravity is the force that pulls everything toward the center of a massive object. On a spherical planet, gravity pulls everything toward the planet's center, which means down feels the same everywhere. But imagine Earth as a giant flat disk. If gravity pulled toward the center of that disk, then people near the edges wouldn't feel gravity straight downward. Instead, they would feel it pulling toward the middle of the world. That would mean buildings, oceans, and even people would experience a sideways pull. Imagine standing near the edge of the world and feeling gravity dragging you toward the center. Everything would be tilted. Now think about the technology we use every day. GPS, weather forecasts, satellite television, and even parts of the internet rely on satellites orbiting the Earth. These satellites move in predictable paths around a spherical planet. But if Earth were flat, orbiting satellites wouldn't behave the same way. Their paths, signals, and coverage would be completely different. Yet today, GPS can guide you within meters of your exact location almost anywhere in the world. That level of precision works because satellites are orbiting around the planet exactly as physics predicts. So what would happen if Earth were actually flat? Airplane travel would behave differently. Sunrise and sunset wouldn't match what we observe. Gravity would pull things sideways near the edges. And modern satellite technology wouldn't function the way it does today. But when we look at real-world evidence, from physics, astronomy, travel, and even everyday technology, everything consistently points to the same conclusion. The Earth isn't flat. It's a sphere. And honestly, that's even more fascinating. Because we're all living on a spinning planet, floating through space, at thousands of kilometers per hour. And somehow, it all works perfectly. Well, that was the end of this video. I hope you found this video entertaining. If you did, make sure to like and subscribe to my channel. This was the second episode of my Stick Explains series, where I'll talk about various topics and what-ifs. Anyways, see you later.